Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start. Today is the International Day of Solidarity with Detained and Missing Staff Members. The President of the General Assembly, Philemon Yang, in his message for the day, calls for the immediate and unconditional release of all United Nations personnel detained in Yemen and elsewhere. He says that our detained colleagues dedicated themselves to educating children, providing critical medical and food assistance to millions, and to promoting peace and dialogue. Their work must be safeguarded. He stands in full solidarity with all those detained and states that they must be released and protected. A commemorative meeting on the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and Transatlantic Slave Trade started this morning. The theme, Acknowledge the Past, Repair the Present, Build a Future of Dignity and Justice. In his opening remarks, President Yang stated that the fight against the remnants of slavery must be global. He added that it's only through collective action that we can build a world where dignity and justice prevail. Today, there are also informal consultations and a high-level meeting to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Fourth World Conference on Women. Now, more on this week. Yesterday, there was an informal briefing on the priorities of South Africa's presidency of the Group of 20. President Yang stressed that as we advance the implementation of the pact, the Group of 20 will be critical to ensuring that inequities are addressed, more resources are provided, and better terms for development lending are negotiated. The first informal interactive dialogue on the implementation of the Pact for the Future takes place tomorrow, the 26th of March, in the Trusteeship Council from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and will focus on means of implementation. This dialogue may be followed live on UN Web TV. This Friday also there will be informal consultations on the World Social Summit. Now we go to next week. There will be a high-level meeting on middle-income countries on the 1st of April to discuss the structural barriers for middle-income countries in the implementation of the 2030 Agenda and explore the impact of new approaches that go beyond GDP. The President has also convened an informal meeting on the 2nd of April to hear a briefing on missing persons by Volker Turk, High Commissioner for Human Rights, on behalf of the Secretary General. This is with reference to Resolution 77/220 on missing persons, which invites the President to convene an informal biennial meeting from the 79th session onward, and requests the Secretary General to brief the Assembly during such meetings on the comprehensive report regarding the implementation of the present resolution. Intergovernmental consultations and a high-level meeting on the Global Plan of Action to combat trafficking in persons take place on the 3rd of April. And then with regard to the new candidate for the President of the General Assembly, following up on a question posed last week, we wish to confirm that Her Excellency Ms. Annalena Baerbock has been nominated by Germany to be the next President of the General Assembly. The election of the President of the General Assembly for the 80th session will be held on Monday, the 2nd of June at 10 a.m. in the General Assembly Hall. And that is it from my side. Are there any questions on the floor? And are there any questions online?
But we're just curious to know whether you've heard of UN staff being told to carry credentials because immigration officials.
Yes, and this is, I think, brought up in Stefan's briefing as well. So
Yes.
It's just a reminder because we should always have identification with us at all times. So it's just a reminder in case we are asked to just provide this identification, whether it's, UN grounds pass or a copy of your passport.
And this was an email sent out to the entire
Yes.
UN system.
Yes.
And when was that sent out?
I believe it was last week. I'm not sure, but I think it was late last week. But it's just a question in terms of, this is something that we should be doing in terms of always ensuring that we have our UN grounds pass on us.
Was there an impetus for it?
Not that I'm aware.
I have a follow-up on that. Actually, there's a report that the U.S. immigration agents, quote, have on multiple occasions approached and ordered UN employees to show proof that they are in the United States illegally, according to an internal March 13 UN email from a senior UN security officer. Can you confirm that?
Is that the question?
Are you aware of any occasions that happened?
No, I'm not aware of anything, any of those occasions happening. Can you just repeat what you said, the first one, in terms of the illegal aspect? Yeah.
Yeah, it said this reporter said U.S. immigration agents have on multiple occasions approached and ordered UN employees to show proof that they are in the United States legally, according to an internal March 13th UN email from a senior UN security officer.
Okay, so I am unaware of that communication. I can only refer to the broadcast. It just was a reminder to all UN staff members to ensure that you have your UN grounds pass with you at all times, as well as, if possible, a copy of your passport. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So follow up on that same question. Does the President of the General Assembly feel any heat from the Trump administration as a whole that might influence the relation between the UN and the US? As a host country.
I would like to say that, one, the President recognizes that the U.S. is a leading partner of the United Nations, an invaluable contributor to the development, the work of the UN. The President looks forward to engaging with the U.S. administration in terms of, advancing the UN's mandate for peace, human rights, protection of human rights, and social benefits to make sure that everyone has it. So at this point, there is hope that the relationship is going to be enhanced when the incoming ambassador comes in. Any other questions? I heard you, Desi.